Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to the training session series of Deanship of E-Learning and IT. Myself Reema Shaheen, and today we are going to discussing a very interesting topic that is related to the importance of artificial intelligence in education. You can judge that today session is little bit advanced level, you can say. We will discuss something which is related to little future technology, and we already are much familiar with the technologies, and we already in an environment where we have a hybrid technologies, like we are doing a very well job in the e-learning, and also we are doing in the offline time, which is called the blended learning. We are using the different technology to make our education more strong and get the more outcome perfectly. But today I'm going to talk about something which is related to something in future, you can say. And the purpose of these kind of sessions and trainings are giving you awareness about the technology and what will be happening. If you think about something before, you can say that before 2 or 3 years, you were not ready to accept the technology. You were not ready to accept the education on a e-learning or online education. You were not ready for all these things. But these kind of education is necessary and essential for you guys.
हुआ आपका टेबल आपका आपकी मुंडी की दर लटक रही
And today I'm giving you a one very interesting idea about the future of education and the future of a higher education. Let's discuss about this interesting thing, that is the artificial intelligence. By the name, it's looking a very rich and very technical word. And if I explain the in a simple word to make you understand very clear, that is the artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines. By this line, I can judge very easily that this is basically a combination of a human intelligence plus the processes some of the machine. We are going to combine the technology plus the intelligence of a human being, especially in a computer system. Specific applications of AI include expert system, natural language processing, speech recognition, and machine vision. Artificial intelligence based technology have the potential of becoming tools used to promote equity and provide personalized learning. The use of AI and the other technologies in the colleges and universities open the door of a higher education to all disregarding where in the world they live. Location and the time become a thing of the past, while curiosity, creativity, and collaborations are encouraged and supported. Students become global students and universities become borderless. So the focus of our education and the focus in a higher education especially, we are doing a work on it that globally it's working, that make the education for everyone. There is a no limit for the students related to just related to one university or a one classroom, and there is a no border for any university or any country. In fact, a Stanford University study on artificial intelligence and life in 2030 shows how interactive machines tutor can be matched to students for a more focused and personalized learning experience. Today's students will become the leader of tomorrow. Higher education leaders who know the benefit of AI can have responsibility of equipping their institute with AI that will be able to access students, provide feedback, and test scientific hypotheses just as well as human can, but perhaps even better. If you're talking about the artificial intelligence in higher education or education, the artificial intelligence can help the students learn better and faster when paired with high quality learning material and instruction. AI system can also help students to get back on track faster by alerting teachers to problem the naked eye cannot see. We are not saying that technology is going to replacement of any human being. No, we are going to say technology will be mixed with the human intelligence and make the outcomes more perfect and more accurate. What is artificial intelligence in education? How we can use in a different ways to make our education better. We are talking about the artificial intelligence is not just related to the education or all these things. It's in all the field of the life. If you are exploring scientifically or on a bigger things, you can say there is artificial intelligence. Even I have one little example that if you are related to buying or selling something, for example, even in the latest in the Saudi Arabia, there is a one new initiative towards the, you can say you are much familiar with that project, that is Al. So they are going to make their system totally converted to the artificial intelligence. So this is just an example. Now I am going to move toward, because we are educators, and now I'm going to toward the education. So we have to know how artificial intelligence will be help us to make our education more better. So artificial intelligence can help us in a machine learning based AI, you can say, the natural language based AI, the vision based. What does actually mean of these three things? Let's have a look and let's have a know about what actually the artificial intelligence will work in education system.
Artificial intelligence for people in a hurry. The easiest way to think about artificial intelligence is in the context of a human. After all, humans are the most intelligent creatures we know of. AI is a broad branch of computer science. The goal of AI is to create systems that can function intelligently and independently. Humans can speak and listen to communicate through language. This is the field of speech recognition. Much of speech recognition is statistically based, hence, it's called statistical learning. Humans can write and read text in a language. This is the field of NLP, or natural language processing. Humans can see with their eyes and process what they see. This is the field of computer vision. Computer vision falls under the symbolic way for computers to process information. Recently, there's been another way, which I'll come to later. Humans recognize the scene around them through their eyes, which create images of that world. This field of image processing, which even though is not directly related to AI, is required for computer vision. Humans can understand their environment and move around fluidly. This is the field of robotics. Humans have the ability to see patterns, such as grouping of like objects. This is the field of pattern recognition. Machines are even better at pattern recognition because they can use more data and dimensions of data. This is the field of machine learning. Now let's talk about the human brain. The human brain is a network of neurons, and we use these to learn things. If we can replicate the structure and the function of the human brain, we might be able to get cognitive capabilities in machines. This is the field of neural networks. If these networks are more complex and deeper, and we use those to learn complex things, that is the field of deep learning. There are different types of deep learning in machines, which are essentially different techniques to replicate what the human brain does. If we get the network to scan images from left to right, top to bottom, it's a convolution neural network. A CNN is used to recognize objects in a scene. This is how computer vision fits in, and object recognition is accomplished through AI. Humans can remember the past, like what you had for dinner last night. Well, at least most of you. We can get a neural network to remember a limited past. This is a recurrent neural network. As you see, there are two ways AI works. One is symbolic based and another is data based. For the database side, called machine learning, we need to feed the machine lots of data before it can learn. For example, if you had lots of data for sales versus advertising spend, you can plot that data to see some kind of a pattern. If the machine can learn this pattern, then it can make predictions based on what it has learned. While 1 or 2 or even 3 dimensions is easy for humans to understand and learn, machines can learn in many more dimensions, like even 100 or thousands. That's why machines can look at lots of high-dimensional data and determine patterns. Once it learns these patterns, it can make predictions that humans can't even come close to. We can use all these machine learning techniques to do one of 2 things: classification or prediction. As an example, when you use some information about customers to assign new customers to a group, like young adults, then you are classifying that customer. If you use data to predict if they're likely to defect to a competitor, then you're making a prediction. There is another way to think about learning algorithms used for AI. If you train an algorithm with data that also contains the answer, then it's called supervised learning. For example, when you train a machine to recognize your friends by name, you'll need to identify them for the computer. If you train an algorithm with data where you want the machine to figure out the patterns, then it's unsupervised learning. For example, you might want to feed the data about celestial objects in the universe and expect the machine to come up with patterns in that data by itself. If you give any algorithm a goal and expect the machine, through trial and error, to achieve that goal, then it's called reinforcement learning. A robot's attempt to climb over the wall until it succeeds is an example of that.
So you can see that there is a mini example which is related to the human being. So it can work to the new, you can say, the area or a category for the artificial intelligence procedures. Let's move toward to know a little more about it. Here I'm just showing up one of the very famous, and he is work a lot in the field of the artificial intelligence, that is a Bernard Marr. Bernard Marr is a world-renowned futurist, influencer, and thought leader in the field of business and technology, with a passion of using technology for the good for humanity. So according to him, let's see what he said about artificial intelligence. And there is a different points which he explained about the education, that how artificial intelligence will help the education system or in a higher education. The first thing is differentiated and individualized learning. What does it mean? It means that adjusting learning based on an individual student's particular need has been a priority for educator for years. Yes, this is the true. We want something which is related to every students. We want something which is good for the every students. We are not focusing the group of the students. We need to get the perfect outcomes for the every students. But AI will allow a level of differentiations that impossible for teachers who have managed the 30 students in each class. So this is not a possible thing for a one teacher to recognize a personally one by one students and find any personalized learning for them. There are the several companies which are currently working and developing the intelligent instruction design and digital platform that use AI to provide learning, testing, and feedback to the students from the pre-K to the college level and the higher education level, to give them a challenges that they are ready for, identify gap in the knowledge, and redirect to the new topic when appropriate. I'm sorry, there is a no voice. Please check your connection. So please check your connection and please make sure there is a voice or not. Everybody can listen me. You can tell me by chat. Okay. Okay. Sir, please, you can check your connection, or again, you can join. Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I'm sorry for this interruption, but you can, sir, please change your connection or something to rejoin. So I was talking about something which is related to the individualized learning or a personalized learning of the students. As Bernard described, that as AI gets more sophisticated, it might be possible for a machine to read the expression that passes on a student's face that indicate they are struggling to grasp a subject and will modify a lesson to respond to that. The idea of the customized curriculum for every student's need is not viable today, but it will be for the AI powered machines. If you are just talking about the simple teacher or in a classroom, it's not possible for her to just focus on every single students, but AI can do it very perfectly in a more accurate manners. Now, if you are talking about the automation of administrative tasks, how it will be help the AI in the administrative task. An educator spend a much amount of time grading homework and rest. AI can step in, make a quick work out of these tasks while at the same time offering recommendations for how to close the gaps in learning. The AI will not only just recognize the things, it will be also give you a feedback and recommendations to fulfill the gaps. Although machines can already grade multiple choices tests, they are close to being able to access the written responses as well. As AI step into the automated admin tasks, it open up the more time for teachers to spend with each students. There is a much potential for AI to create more efficient enrollment and admission processes. And now, if you are talking about the tutoring and the sport outside the classroom, how it will be helped in this matter, that ask any parent who has struggled to help their teenagers with the different kind of the things like algebra or mathematics or something which is higher in higher education, which is a just complicated subjects. They will be very excited about the potential of the AI to support their children when they are struggling at home with the homework, with the test preparations. Tutoring or study programs are becoming more advanced thanks to artificial intelligence, and soon they will be more available and able to respond to the range of the learning styles. So these are a very much high and rich things which are providing by the artificial intelligence. And one more thing, that the universal access for all students. That is the more important thing, that artificial intelligence tools can help make global classroom available to the all, including those who speak different languages or who might have a visual or hearing impairments. Like is just a free plugin in for the PowerPoint, and that create a subtitle in the real time for what the teacher is saying. If we are using a one software, that is a presentation translator, this is a free software and you can just plug in with the PowerPoint and you will be able to create a subtitle what actually your teacher is saying, it will be interpreted. This also open up the possibility for the students who might not be able to attend school due to the illness or who require learning at a different level or on a particular subject that isn't available in their own school. Artificial intelligence can help the break down the soils between the schools and between the traditional grade levels. So these all kind of helps are help for the students and educators to make the things more easy and giving them a more wide opportunities to get the knowledge easily from globally, from anywhere from the university they can access. Let's have a look what Bernard Marr say about the artificial intelligence and how he will explain it is very much helpful for education system.
How is artificial intelligence used in education? I help companies use AI in practice. I help them rethink their business model and their strategy. And education is one of the areas where AI will make a massive impact. What is really important to understand is that AI is not a threat to teachers. It's not there to replace teachers, but it's there to deliver a better education to our children, to make this whole experience better for kids and for teachers. To some extent, AI helps us to rethink our whole education system and how it is delivered. I believe that we need a much more hybrid model where we basically get the best out of our artificially intelligent enabled systems and our teachers. For me, when the kids spend time in school with the teacher, they should be focusing on their creativity. They should be exploring things. They should discuss things and build their communication skills. They need to problem solve. So all of these things, I think, are vitally important. At the same time, we can bring in artificial intelligence to give us sometimes a more differentiated and more individualized learning experience. Because if you think about this, there are companies like Content Technologies and Carnegie Learning that are developing these platforms, these learning platforms that enable AI-driven learning, testing, and feedback that students will get. Think about an app, for example, that enables you to learn math. So there's Thinker Math, for example, an app that will track student progress. They will really identify areas that you're not particularly good at, and they will then emphasize, they will provide more learning on them. So the speed of every individual student can be customized. And this is something that a teacher simply can't do with a classroom of 20 or 30 children. We are already used to using these kind of approaches in language learning, where we have tools like Duolingo and Bubble that basically allow hundreds of thousands of people to learn languages at their own pace. It will accelerate learning speeds or decelerate them and focus on certain areas that the AI will observe where they need more support. And if you then combine some of this learning where some of the very basic knowledge transfer that teachers have to do, you can outsource some of this to AI and then actually make the role of the teacher much more exciting, where they can spend with time with students to do the really human, the interactive, the creative part of the learning bit. So using artificial intelligence in education also enables us to potentially give universal access to learning. So in the same way that we can use these apps in our schools, you can make them available worldwide in any language, and any student anywhere in the world can have access to the best language learning, the best math tutoring, and so on. And artificial intelligence allows us to outsource some of the administrative tasks. We've seen this for a while, that we've had the ability of machines to grade our multiple choice exams, for example. AI has come such a long way. Nowadays, we have AIs that can write entire books autonomously, that can summarize entire libraries of books for us. So it is not a big reach for them to also grade written essays for people. So again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to enable teachers to spend more time on the things that they love and outsource some of the more mundane administrative tasks to the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is hugely relevant to schools, to universities, to any education organizations. And especially as education is now changing to a much more lifelong learning process, it will help us to engage students across their entire life, where we already see this in applications like Coursera and Udemy that offer these MOOCs, these massive online courses, and they are starting to use AI and leverage AI in everything they do. So for me, AI has a real potential to transform teaching and make it better for both students and teachers.
So AI is going to retransform the teaching and the education system. Tell me one thing, can you guys feel the connection between this content and you are getting what is going to in the future for the education. It's not much commonly used in the education right now, you can say, but there is a much more technology is already involved in the higher education, even in our university as well. But what do you think that you can see the future of education? You can just judge how it will be, the presentation of education system and the anything which is related to the higher education. It's not just a teacher related task or a classroom and just a teaching purpose. It will be help us in the administrative level, and it will be help us in the higher authorities level as well. So what you say about this, you are just feel the connection between these content and you are getting what is going to be happen. You can give me any one line answer in the chat. Yes. Okay. What do you think? This is a good idea to implement the AI in the education systems? I make the question easy for you guys. Is this a good idea? Yes, it is a tricky, but it's very much helpful. Anyone else? As an educator, and you already use a much technology, just if I'm just talking about the last 3 years, you are much familiar with the technology, even you are related to the subject which is not a computer subject or any technical subject, but you are much familiar with the technologies and things. So what do you think about it if we implement the AI in our education system? So what do you think, it would be a helpful or not? Okay, I just keep this question here and let me explain more about it. And then in the end of the session, I will again ask this question for you guys to make, let's have a look, you have a better understanding about AI or not. Yeah, it will be very helpful. Yes, you are right. Okay, let's move toward to know more about it. Exactly, that would be very much helpful in the education system. And don't think that it will be a replacement of any teacher or educator. It will be just help us to make our education system more good and more perfectly accurate. Okay, let's move to know about that. What is the benefits of the AI in education? Let me explain about the personalization, tutoring, grading, feedback on course quality, meaningful and immediate feedback to students. So now we are going to see how many benefits we have with the AI in education system. Exactly. Sir, you are right very well that especially we are living in the age of our technology. Now we can not ignore the technology. We have to be merge ourselves with the technology to make the things easier for us. And we can't be go beyond, like we are not going to the traditional lifestyle, or we are not going, even our lifestyle is changed now. Even our lifestyle is related to the technology. We can't live without technology and with the help of the technology. So how we can say that we can survive without technology in the education system? So this is just an aid for the education system. Don't feel that it's just any of replacement of something. This is the aid for the teachers and educators to make the outcome more better for the students. Things are more engaging for the students, interactive, to make the more education. We want to spread the education. What is the purpose of basically with technology working, we are working for the technology and student. Actually, we want to make the students engage with the education. We are not just here to just give the knowledge and there is a no response. No, we are working for to make the more good outcomes from the students. Yes, it will be, of course, it will be the save our time, because if just take a one example, if you are doing any administrative task, it will took a lot of time, and if AI system or any technology system save our time, that is the best thing for today's age, because nowadays we don't have a much time to spend on all these things. So we are using a different technology as a aid to make the things more accurate and in a less time. So I'm very glad we have a audience who have a much knowledge about the technology and much familiar with it. Let's have to know more about the artificial intelligence, which is beneficial for us as a, in an education system. The first thing is that we have personalization. What is mean of the personalization? It's mean it can be difficult for one teacher to figure out how to meet the needs of every student in his or her classroom. So this is a very simple thing that it's a true that one teacher cannot be judged from the 50 students that what is the need of every student. So AI system easily adapt to each student's individual learning needs and can target instruction based on their strength and weaknesses. So any machine can do this, that it will be help a single student to make the education personalized for every student to judge and recommendation according to their strength and weaknesses. If we are talking about the tutoring, that is the AI system can gauge a student's learning style and the pre-existing knowledge to deliver customized support and instruction. See, this is a very interesting thing, that AI system just not by giving the instruction or a support according to the content, it will be to grab the pre-existing knowledge of a student, how much knowledge he already have, and then guide and give us support accordingly, what actually he need and what actually the customized need of that student. And if you are talking about some grading, sure, AI can help the grade exam using an answer key, but it can also compile the data about how student performed and even grade more abstract assignments such as essay. And the feedback on a course quality, that is, you can say, for example, if many students are answering a question incorrectly, AI can zero in on the specific information or concept that the students are missing. So educator can deliver targeted improvement in the material and the method. See, that's a very good example, that if number of the students, if we have a 30 students and 29 students give an incorrect answer, what does it mean? That there is some missing of a knowledge, that mostly students give an incorrect answer. It's mean that there is something missing in the delivering the lecture or delivering the content, so that most of the students giving an incorrect. So we need to improve the targeted material and the methods. So these all can be judged by the machine learning. So it would be help us to make the things more accurate, not just there is an incorrect and we just make it okay, that's incorrect, it would be a zero. It also gives you a recommendation to make you improve in the material and methods, and some meaningful and immediate feedback to the student. Some students may be shy about the taking risk or the receiving certificate critical feedback in the classroom, but with the AI can feel comfortable to make the mistakes necessary for the learning and receive the feedback that they need to improve. Much of the potential you can say for AI in education centers on reducing time spent by teachers on different tasks, number of tasks, and the free up time for more meaningful ones. Automating administrative tasks is also one of 5 potential benefits spotlighted by Bernard Moore, an author who is a futurist and technology advisor, who cited figure that he is explaining the actually the core benefit which is related to the higher education or education system, even in the school, colleges, and in the universities. So let's have to know about examples of AI in education. how we can explain that in our education we have a different example. And let me explain what is actually mean of these examples. We figure out just 8 examples are here to make you understand how it's a closely to the education system and how it would be help the education perfectly. The first one is that is adaptive learning that used to teach the students basic and advanced skills by accessing their present skill level and creating a guided instructions experience that help them become proficient. And the number 2, that is assistive technology. AI can help the special needs students access a more equitable education, for example, by reading passage to a visually impaired students. So this is also helped by the machine for those students who are not eligible, who is not perfectly healthy, or they are not able to see, or they are not able to speak. The AI system, the technology will help that students to learn and get educated. The early, if we are talking about early childhood education, AI is currently being used to power interactive games that teach children basic academic skills and more. So we have a very different interactive games for the early childhood education that they can learn the different things, the academic things which is related to their, they just built up their skills by the screen, because nowadays the children are not the screen. So we can use the different education applications which can help them to make some interactivity between the screen and the children to give them a skills. And if you're talking about data and the learning analytics, AI is currently being used by the teachers and education administrators to analyze and interpret data, enabling them to make better informed decisions. So if we are talking about the next thing, that is scheduling, so this is also helping administrators to schedule course and individual to manage their daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly schedules. Facilities management, that is AI is effective at monitoring the status of our Wi-Fi or water services, or alerting the facilities management worker when problem arises. Our school management or university management, AI is currently being used to manage entire school, powering students, record system, transportation, IT, maintenance, scheduling, budgeting, etc. So these all kinds be managed by the AI. And if we are talking about something writing, not only does anything, AI is already at work helping students improving their writing skills. He confesses, I'm currently using a grammar and use app to help me write this article. If you are saying that you are doing something which is related to any article or something, there is application. And one of the application is the one Grammarly. We can use that Grammarly. It will be just judge your writing sentence, and it will be help you to create different suggestions, cinnamon, and you can use the different spelling mistakes. It will be help you like just like a teacher. It will be help you just like a teacher in a writing phase. So you can just simply, this is a free software you can install even in your mobile phones, even in your desktop. It will anywhere you are going to write, the Grammarly will be help you to assist you the problem in the statement, problem in the grammatical problem, spelling problem. It will be help you in any case. So this is also related to the AI. So now there's a more examples which is in the education. You can, how you will be able to manage all these things: the classroom behavior management, lesson planning, the classroom audio visuals, parent-teacher communications, the language learning, test prep, assessments, learning management system, gamification for the enhanced students' engagement. This is the best part of AI. You can say there is a gamification. Gamification basically are education-based games which will help us to deliver your content with the game and make the more engagement with the students and more interactivity within the students. Staff scheduling and substitute management, and the professional development, transportation, maintenance, finance, cybersecurity, safety, and security. So you can judge by these all points that AI is not just related to the education. It will be help you on any system which is giving you any management or anything. AI will be help you to manage that more proficiently. And if we are talking in a higher education, how we can use the AI in a higher education, and what are actually the use. So we can use in the plagiarism detection, exam integrity, chat box for enrollment and the detention, learning management systems again, and the transportation for the faculty lecture, and transcription for the faculty lecture, enhanced online discussion board, analyze student success metrics, academic research, connected campuses. So these all things are related to the higher education, and AI can help us to make the things more proficient and more accurate in a less time. So these all are the points where we can use the AI and make our things and outcomes more perfect. So let's have a look about how artificial intelligence help us in our education more accurately.
I mean, what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence, AI, is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. These processes include learning, reasoning, and self-correction. Researchers predict that artificial intelligence will be incorporated into our education system at all levels. In the future, it is possible that the AI will be the teaching assistant of the day. The AI teaching assistants of the future will work 24 hours each day. One professor who used the AI teaching assistants to respond to students stated that many of them did not know that they were communicating with an AI system. The professor also was able to engage in other tasks other than responding to students' questions. In the future, an AI system could be used for grading within a degree program. This would provide the instructor with the time needed to support students and their learning. However, with AI comes the possibility of the teacher's replacement. Replacement of teachers is indeed thought-provoking, but worthy of serious consideration based on the possibilities of AI systems. Currently, many universities have limited physical space with increased class sizes. This has impacted on the student's learning experience. AI systems could offer personalized learning to individuals, which could make learning more applicable to the student's degree program. Research has also indicated that AI systems can be used to help with students' retention by using data science to ensure a smooth transition into various education systems. Future AI systems will be able to make predictions. These predictions would allow institutions to make forecasts for curriculum change, staffing needs, various technological solutions to enhance teaching and learning. This insight could save institutions millions of dollars. The recent development of AI has shown the promise for improving accessibility. For example, algorithms can be used to create speech to text. Individuals with speech impairment can now have their own voices. The implementation of AI systems could also increase the security of data within learning institutions. AI systems can be used to enhance cybersecurity. For example, AI systems can predict or identify cyber attacks and defend from these attacks. Hence, institutions can have greater confidence regarding the safety of their data. Furthermore, institutions in the United States continue to be plagued by mass shootings. In the future, there will be the potential for identifying some of these threats. Current AI systems have advanced facial recognition software and weapon detection capacity. There is also the emergence of security robots that can be operated remotely. Some of these robots have the capacity to stream 360 videos and deploy various physical deterrent mechanisms, thus making institutions of learning safer. AI systems will change the landscape of education and society. Notwithstanding, as these changes take place, it will be important to foster a culture of transparency when using them. This is just an overview of some of the possibilities of artificial intelligence within the context of education. Please like, share, and subscribe.
So you can judge that how rich the artificial intelligence implementation in education, and we can use different things to implement in the education system to make it more good and engaging for the student as well. Let's have a look at how China is using artificial intelligence in a classrooms, the school classrooms, how they are using. And this is an alert for the all educators and the universities that be ready for in a futures to be a classroom which is equipped with artificial intelligence technologies. So let's have a look how they implement it already.
红色是表示你的专注力显示的很高，
Teachers at this primary school in China
蓝色是走神了，
know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好。
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like.
做出选择吧，Good job。
Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. These gadgets have alarmed Chinese netizens. But schools say it wasn't hard for them getting parental consent to enroll kids into what is one of the world's largest experiments in AI education, a program that's supposed to boost students' grades while also feeding powerful algorithms.
为了就是国家的这个研究呀、发展呀，我觉得是没有问题的。
The government has poured billions of dollars into the project, bringing together tech giants, startups, and schools. We got exclusive access to a primary school a few hours outside of Shanghai. To see firsthand how AI tech is being used in the classroom. For this 5th grade class, the day begins with putting on a brain wave sensing gadget. Students then practice meditating.
现在想象我的眉心有一点柔和的光芒绽放。
The device is made in China and has 3 electrodes, 2 behind the ears and 1 on the forehead. These sensors pick up electrical signals sent by neurons in the brain. The neural data is then sent in real time to the teacher's computer. So while students are solving math problems, a teacher can quickly find out who's paying attention and who's not.
说明这段时间他是有点在那走神的。
A report is then generated that shows how well the class was paying attention. It even details each student's concentration level at 10-minute intervals. It's then sent to a chat group for parents.
就是他可以看到每个人的评分。
The reports are detailed, but whether these devices really work and what they exactly measure isn't as clear. We were curious if the headbands could actually measure concentration, so one of our reporters tried on the device.
但我没有感觉自己特别集中。
This is a new technology with still fairly little research behind it.
Theodore Zanto is a neuroscientist at the University of California, San Francisco. He was surprised to learn that this tech, called electroencephalography, also known as EEG, is being used in the classroom on children. It's usually used by doctors in hospitals and labs.
EEG is very susceptible to artifacts. And so if you are itching or just a little fidgety, or the EEG wasn't set up properly so that the electrodes didn't have a good contact, affect the signal.
Despite the chances for false readings, teachers told us the headbands have forced students to become more disciplined.
上课回答我的问题，就是他们的声音会比平常更响亮。
Teachers say the students now pay better attention during class, and that has made them study harder and achieve higher scores.
上课认真听讲，作业做的基本上是全对的。
But not all students are as enthusiastic.
就是自己的手指搞清楚。我感觉这里有个印，紧的。
This fifth grader, whom we caught dozing off in class, told us his parents punish him for low attention scores. And that kind of data adds a new kind of pressure for students.
想啊，如果在一次考试全班人都考了95分以上，就你考了一个85，你会不会感觉你有一个
Companies we interviewed said the data can go to government-funded research projects. We spoke to parents who were unclear about where the data ended up, and they didn't seem to care too much. Santos says there's likely no privacy protection at all.
In a classroom, if you're trying to make an assessment of an individual student, you really can't anonymize it.
Experts and citizens alike are sounding alarms about various aspects of the country's huge push into artificial intelligence. These classrooms are laboratories for future generations. And while these new tools may potentially help some 200 million students raise their grades, just how this all works out won't be apparent until they become adult citizens.
So by this documentary, you can judge it is already highly implemented in the schools, even in a primary schools in China and all over the world. It's already implemented, but it's not very much commonly in the, for example, it's not much used. For example, in our university, you are thinking that it's not, and it will be not happen. So you are wrong. It will be happen soon, inshallah. So this is a future of education systems. The purpose of these kind of sessions and trainings are giving you awareness about the technology, what would be to happen, what is actually going around the globe. So we are here to work for you guys, to giving you awareness about the e-learning, online learning, blended, hybrid learning, technology, how it would be blend with our education system, how it would be help us to make our education more good, how you can use the different softwares to make your education easier, less time, and make the things more appropriate for the students, to make them engaged and interactive, and just find the good response and good outcomes. So you can say, what do you think? Can AI can replace the teacher in the schools or university? What do you think about it? Please answer. After this session, what you are now feeling or think that it would be a replacement of our teacher in a school or universities by the artificial intelligence? Okay. I need more answers. Exactly. So if machines can never be replaced humans, so what machines are doing with us? Why we are using these really very high or rich technologies? Yes, they are only making the things easy and fastest for us, for more extent, accurate, precise. Of course, you can just implement it when you have a specific environment and the devices as well. Yes, technology will assist us to make our things more better. Yes, it's very easy to judge the student retention in a classroom. Exactly, to make our work easier. Thank you so much, everyone. I have a very good audience today, and we have a very good session. I hope I explained the things well. It would be helpful for your knowledge, and if you want to implement, you can explore it more. Here, the purpose is giving you a wider idea, and then you, if you want to be interested in any part of anything, and you can just go and explore the things personally, because we are here to giving a different idea what is going on in the future or with the technology, with the advanced things and around the globe. So now it's up to you. We are here to just give you a different ideas about the different new things. Now you can just search out, or if you want to feel it's interesting, or how you will be able to use these things in a classroom, so you can just explore it and you can use it even. And yes, this is a true, we need a complete environment. It will be implemented by the university or a higher authorities, but you can also use the smaller things. I already mentioned that you can use the different smaller things like a presentation translator. If you are, even this is a very much good for you as an educator, if you want to attend any training or something which is in another language, for example, and you want to be a translator, that one you can use a simple software that is a presentation translator. So you can add on with the PowerPoint, and you can just grab the things which actually the speaker said. So these all are not just good for the student. We all in a learning phase till that, so we can say this is also important for us as educator. Thank you so much, everyone, and hope you understand well. If you have any question, any discussion point, you can say. Thank you guys to attend this and giving me a very good response. Thank you, and keep learning, you all. Stay connected with us. We are bringing up a more interesting topic for you guys to make your education. We are actually not here to tell you how to teach. We are here to tell you how you improve your teaching, how the things can be make your teaching easier and more productive. So you are mashallah doctors and educators and well educated persons, but we are here to tell you the advanced thing, the technology, how you can improve your education system, how you can engage your students. Thank you so much.